Hello tarot friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot and I'm here with a pick a card reading. Today's topic is going to be about a current decision, or rather indecision, that you're facing. So this is advice for a current indecision you might be going through right now. So let's see, what are the three cards for today? We've got pile one's card there. Okay. And pile two card. Yes, pile two, your card is there. And pile three. Okay. So for pile one, your card is the Two of Cups, the Two of Waters. It says friendliness there. And then pile two, your card is the Three of Wands, or the Three of Fire. Title is Experiencing. And pile three, your card is Beyond Illusion. Okay, this is known as the Judgment card in most tarot decks. So those are the three choices. Take a moment to pause, take a couple deep breaths, and select the card that you are most drawn to. Okay, feel free to skip ahead to your reading. The timestamps are below in the description box. See you there. Hi, pile one. You selected this card, the Two of Cups, for friendliness. I was doing a reading and then I realized that I wasn't recording on my phone, so I'm gonna have to repeat what I said. But yeah, I have the cards. I have the first set of cards already here. So let me walk you through this message. Pile one, what I'm getting for you in terms of a difficult decision or a sense of indecision that you currently have, I am getting that it is with regards to a relationship. You have the Two of Cups showing up twice, and you also have the King of Cups here. So there's definitely someone in your life that you are kind of obsessed with. I think they you know, you really like them. I was hesitant to I was hesitant when I was first reading these cards to kind of zone in on one particular kind of relationship. So, you know, I do think this could be a friendship, or this could be you know, someone you're close to that's not necessarily romantic. But honestly, the more that I sit with these cards, the more I think that it is romantic. It's just not clear that it's requited. Okay, it's just not clear that this person shares the same feelings as you. Because what is showing up is this theme here of an imbalance in an imbalance of power in the relationship. Like one person has more leverage than the other in some kind of way. That's what the Six of Pentacles is showing me, as well as the Seven of Wands. So there's like, I think you are torn between a decision. You're torn in a decision between wholeheartedly moving forward on something with this person, and on the other hand, pulling back and being a bit more defensive and guarded, and maybe even, you know, just trying to assert a personal boundary here. So I do feel like there's some kind of personal boundary that you're conflicted about. Like you're conflicted about it being crossed, whether it's that person crossing the boundary or you're crossing the boundary. Okay, you have the Knight of Wands here, and you also have the Six of Cups. For these two oracle cards, we have a number 6 again, so that's now 3 sixes out. and you have the gilded cage of possibilities. The gold here is making me look at the gold coins. It's also making me look at this friendliness card with the two trees that are different colors. So we see two very different people who are very involved with each other. Okay, so it's like, even if this person may not share the same feelings as you, they still are very in your life. Like, they're invested in you, and vice, you know, you're invested in them. So you guys are very close, okay? Even if you're not, even if the relationship isn't exactly the way you want it to be, you two are still close. Now, this I Ching Oracle card for hexagram 54 shows careful affection. So there is a word of caution here. There's also caution in the card, the gilded cage of possibilities, because what's happening in this card is someone has made a choice to be in their comfort zone, and as a result they're sort of in this prison, right? This like gilded cage, which is just a very comfortable prison. So I think it's weird, I think there's just like a very specific reading that wants to come through. So I'm sorry if you know, I'm trying to make this general, but I just feel like there's a very specific reading here, and what I am seeing is someone who cares about someone, who really likes them, who loves them even, and there's some kind of issue with regards to money, and it could be about commitment to the person, because I think you might even want to deepen your relationship with this person by either proposing, you know, a real relationship or a committed relationship, and offering to make that commitment to them, offering to even support them, because I think you're the person who has more advantage, at least financially, so you would even offer to, you know, take care of them and be a source of financial stability, or just a source of stability in general in their life. You would be charitable, you would be generous. So on the one hand, I think that's what you want to do. On the other hand, I think there's a voice inside, you know, there's a voice in your head that's telling you that's not a wise move, and it would be risky, and you don't want to be tied up with someone that, you know, you don't want to. It's also that you don't want this person to be in a gilded cage with you. You don't want this person to make the choice to be with you because they are tempted to just have a comfortable life. Like, in other words, that relationship, if the relationship does pan out that way, where they agree, then what is that really, right? Is that really, does that really feel equal? And can you really trust that their feelings are sincere? Or would you have some doubt and suspicion because, you know, being so generous and charitable, you know, if they take you up on this offer, you know, you may resent them for it. So I hope I've made that clear what the indecision is about here. On the one hand, it's like, I think you really, really, really like this person. You really want them in your life, and you're tempted to kind of make them an offer they can't refuse. But on the other hand, I think what your heart is telling you is that you don't want love that's bought, right? So the Knight of Wands is here, okay? The Knight of Wands is here. There's a bit of a brash attitude here. There's a bit of a, to hell with it. Like, you know what? I want to have my life. I want to live my life. I want to have fun. Like, what's the big deal if, you know, maybe I'm into them more than they are into me? You know, another way to look at this is like going into a relationship with someone, and it's not about the money. Let's say the money, just factor out money and finances out of this entirely, but instead what you're going into you're proposing to them like, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you. I want to, you know, I want this to be romantic, and I know you can't be monogamous. You don't want to be monogamous, and I'm okay with that. I'll be monogamous. I'll only be with you because I only want you, but I'll let you be with other people. Okay, so again, Six of Pentacles, which is about, it can be an imbalance, a power imbalance. That's the leverage. Again, you're offering them to have that leeway. You're giving them leeway. You're giving them room to roam. Okay, the Knight of Wands. So that's another example of how I see this playing out. But the indecision that you're going through is really, if you really think about it, it's not actually about the other person. It's about you. It's about, what do you feel, what do you really want from love? What do you really want from a partnership? What do you really want from, someone who you desire and you feel affection for, and you feel like it, it's, I think the reason why you have this indecisiveness is because you have an inner conflict, right? It's not like the other person, I don't get the sense that the other person has been playing games with you. I feel like you are just having trouble reconciling what you want with what is real, what is the reality. And the reality is, you are probably putting this person too much on a pedestal, and you are probably indulging in too much fantasy about this person, rather than accepting that they are who they are. Okay, so that's just what's coming through. That's what I'm picking up here. I think with the Six of Cups and the Knight of Wands, there's rosy hued, rose tinted glasses here, right? You're kind of a little too eager to get swept up in the excitement and the drama. So the question is it really a relationship you want, or is it really more like excitement and drama that you want? And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. But yeah, that's what I'm getting here, and I hope that helps you just take a step back and really think about things a bit more deeply, and not rush into anything that you might regret, and just not sell yourself short, right? Like, you have something wonderful to offer. I see you as the King of Cups here. You have something wonderful to offer. And, it's, the King of Cups can be very afraid of vulnerability and intimacy too. Like they can be very capable of it, but there is something kind of restraining you or holding you back from really expressing and showing just how deeply you feel. And in relationships, that can spell trouble, because it means you're not really engaging with your partner authentically. You're still holding back something, and so you can't really trust that the person is loving you for you, because if you're hiding a big aspect of yourself, which is, all your feelings, right? If you're kind of trying to put those aside and compartmentalize that for convenience, then you're not really giving them a chance to know you and love you and accept you fully, right? You're not really giving them that chance. So I think all this whole inner conflict you're feeling, it goes back to that King of Cups. It goes back to, how do you heal the healer? It goes, it's like, I think you're someone who's been so generous and giving in general in relationships that you may have forgotten how to have boundaries, how to have those personal boundaries. Maybe it's something like that. Okay, we have the Strength card here. Yeah. So I think you have been a very strong person for others, but you need someone who's going to be strong for you. So I think, rather than trying to, manipulate a situation where you try to create a relationship that feels stable, because you feel like, oh, I'm giving this person what they want. Instead of that approach, the approach of strength here is I'm going to like just be secure in who I am, and I'm going to be clear about what I need, because this isn't the actual tarot. This is an oracle card. It's not the tarot card for strength. But what I keep seeing in that strength card is the lion that has the the thorn in his paw. There's that whole fable, right? I think it's like a fable or an allegory about the lion that gets a thorn in his paw, and then a little mouse comes and helps him out. And so it's like, basically what it's saying is that like you may project a lot of strength and emotional stability, but I don't think that that's who you really are deep down. I think there's a lot of vulnerability and sensitivity that is an asset, even though you may not think so. So you don't have to project all that strength. You can let someone come close and help you the way that this lion let a mouse come close and help him, right? So yeah, wow, pile one. I'm trying to make these readings short and sweet, and I always end up getting, I just go really deep with them, and so it's hard for me to just sum it up. But I'll close your reading with these two cards. Evolve into your complexity. Yes, yes, yes. And look at that. That's an octopus. Okay? Like, totally resonant with the King of Cups. The octopus. Deep sea creature. And an intelligent creature. So intelligent that we don't even really know how intelligent octopuses are, right? So evolve into your complexity. Evolve into your complexity. Maybe this person that you really like and admire, maybe they're not even on your level, like maybe you're trying to conform yourself and make yourself kind of tidy, neat and tidy and orderly, because you're sensing that they can't handle you being a chaotic or somewhat of a chaotic or less, like, gosh, what is, it's like, I feel like you're kind of making, you're making yourself small so that they can handle you better. I'm so sorry. I think you know what I mean, right? It's like, I don't know. I think you've just got so much to offer, and I think you have all this like a lot of wonderful things about you that are just not easy to see on the surface. And instead of being with someone who, you feel like you have to, again, project strength, right? Project stability. I think it would be better if you were with someone who was just as sensitive as you and could respond to you as deeply as you respond to them. Okay, so again, evolve into your complexity. Maybe this relationship is not it's just not everything you need, and I think you've got to focus on what you need. What are your emotional needs? Okay, inner truth. yeah, that also tracks. Inner truth. You're having an inner conflict now, and this is a chance to look within and find that inner truth of yours. Discover exactly who you are. Discover who you are, without anyone else's approval, without that fear of losing anyone else's approval. So I think you've been looking at yourself in the reflection of the other person, but now is a good time to really go within and consider what are your needs, what are your emotional needs, just period, right? Like, it's not about them, it's about you and what, the inner growth you still have to do. I'm not trying to say that like you're, you know, oh, you still got to do that. I'm just saying like you have a lot of opportunities here to deepen what your capacity is to feel loved. I mean, you know, again, I feel like this is a chance to just learn more about yourself and how you might have been compromising too much in relationships, and particularly in this one, and maybe oversimplifying who you are, you know, like minimizing what's great about you just because you didn't want to lose someone's acceptance or approval of you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here. There's I'm sorry that I'm not as clear cut as I want to be, but you know what, I'm gonna not beat myself up for it, because that's just how I do these readings. So pile 1, this is your reading. If this helps you, I really hope it helps you. But you know, if this was your reading and it clicked for you, I definitely like or subscribe to my channel so that I get that feedback. I always love it when people you know, respond in the comments. I don't respond to all comments necessarily, but I do appreciate just hearing back from you. So pile 1, good luck, best of luck with your you know, your journey of self-discovery, right? Like, and that's what relationships are all about. You know, relationships can only work if we know ourselves enough to engage with other people authentically, right? So if you've been holding back in your relationships, if you've been fearing intimacy, and if you've been having trust issues and all that, like maybe it's time to take a step back from a relationship or a desire for a relationship, and maybe it's time to check in with yourself. And if anything, even, you know, you could try seeking therapy, try to, or more like making yourself vulnerable to someone, right? Making yourself vulnerable and talking about something about yourself that you haven't shared. Like that is also part of the process of being more authentic in relationships. Yeah. So pile 1, that was your reading today. Thanks for being here. Take care. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card, the 3 of Wands, or the 3 of Fire. This card is called Experiencing in the Osho Zen Tarot. So, today's reading is about an indecision, a decision that you are stuck on, something that you are having trouble deciding. Advice: how do you make this decision? How do you go about this? How should you go about this? How can you go about this? Okay, we already have cards. Let's pull these out. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Oh yeah, you are definitely struggling. We have the 2 of Cups and the Emperor and the 4 of Swords. So I am actually seeing something very positive here, which is I don't think you're going to be indecisive for very long. I think you're going to make a decision soon. And there is something that clicks for you. With the 2 of Cups showing up, there's someone important in your life. And I think either their influence or just the fact that you care about them, and you want to, you know, with that Emperor, I feel like you really want to protect that relationship. You want to keep it safe and stable. The fact that you want to, yeah, protect that relationship is helping you make the decision. And with the 4 of Swords, this is great, because from the 5 of Swords, where maybe you were feeling very stuck, you felt like, oh, there's really no good choice here, and you were feeling kind of defeated about it. You go from that to now the 4 of Swords, where you can rest easy. You feel like you made the best possible choice for yourself and everyone involved, and you really rose to the occasion here. You did the responsible thing, okay? So I think this is what your guides want you to know, is that you are actually not going to be stuck in this indecision for very long. The closure and the finality is just around the corner. So, do I even have to pull any more cards for you? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think this is pretty straightforward. With the Three of Wands, right? Like, there's something really big that you're anticipating here. And what an interesting depiction. This person is, like, really loving this tree here. So the Three of Wands, let's clarify. What is the Three of Wands trying to tell you right now? What is the Three of Wands about? Let's get more information about that Three of Wands in particular. Okay, the King of Pentacles. So, this could be about work. This could be about you making a decision about the job you have, or what you're doing, whether it was a job offer or just a promotion or a job responsibility. I feel like this choice you're dealing with has to do with work or something else that impacts your life and your finances in a pretty big way. So with the Three of Wands, I do think that, maybe you have gotten a promotion recently, and the promotion will give you more responsibilities. So you had to make a choice about, what is the best, well, more responsibilities, but also more money. Okay, so definitely that. This is a promotion that comes with a raise for sure. So I think you are going to have to make the best decision, not just for yourself, but for other people you support. So yeah, that can be a partner, that can be a family, that can be any, someone else, but that is what I'm seeing here. It could even be you don't have people who depend on you now, but you want to make the best decision so that in the future, that is still an option for you. So I think what you're seeing here is that you're seeing a pathway open up, where if you choose to have a family, you choose to be a parent, or if you choose to just have a relationship, right? Like, you will be in a better financial position for that. So I don't think you're going to be indecisive for very long. Any other advice? Wow, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. The Wheel of Fortune. That's great. I think this is very good. I think you have been kind of down hard on your luck for a while. Wow, that's Six of Pentacles. You see that? Money. Again, just flowing money. Money flowing in. See, what you had been putting out, what you were so generous about, you were so generous with your skills or generous with your time, it's coming back to you now. The Wheel of Fortune, it's all, the cycles are turning in your favor. Okay. And the Hermit. Interesting. So, wow, the Hermit. I'm actually getting the energy that this Hermit is somebody else. So, you know what? Let me pull a few more cards. I'll clarify the Hermit, because I think what's coming through is that, again, back to the person you really care about. I think they're sort of showing up as the Hermit. And maybe you're just curious, like, how would this decision impact them really? Okay, so if this is resonating for you, just stay with me. Visions made prophecies. Wow. And that's a number 3 here. Okay, so you are definitely see, you had taken a certain risk. Okay, You had taken a certain risk, probably in your career, and now you're seeing it all come back to you. Now you're seeing more money flowing towards you. You're seeing a promotion or some other way that, like, you know, business is growing, or you're getting new clients, or, you know, you're making connections with people who are opening doors for you. So the visions you had before are now made prophecies, where you had predicted this would happen and you stayed the course, and you're very happy with yourself about that. Okay, that Emperor is there just being like, yeah, I did this. Why the Hermit? Why the Hermit? Because again, I feel like it's the other person's energy. I feel like there's that person in your life that you really care about, and they have the Hermit energy here. The Hierophant, okay. Interesting. Okay. I think this could even be about someone getting a higher education. Okay, now we have the Judgment card. Wow, so this could even be about you having a choice before you, and you know, you have your priorities in order. So I don't think the choice is going to be hard for you, because I think the choice really hinged on just you know, material factors. Like, okay, I'm going to make that choice if that salary is what I need it to be, or if those benefits are what I need it to be, etc. So like, I think you're going to make the choice very pragmatically, and it's just a matter of waiting for all that information to come in so that you can make an informed choice. With the Hermit, I feel like someone else's energy is coming through as the Hermit, and I think this is someone that you really want to support them in a way, but it's not necessarily financial support. It's like you really want to help them in their own personal journey. Like, they're on a journey of self-development and personal growth here, and you want to be supportive of that. So it's like you're positioning yourself so that they can have more opportunities in their life, okay? And it's very generous of you, but you know, it's not charity. It's just, you just feel like it's the right thing to do. You have a vision and you want it to become real, and you see potential in that person. You see them as someone who has their own special gift, and they just need it to be nurtured. They, like, for example, they need to go to college for that, or they need to get a specialized degree for it, or they need to do some other training. But it's like you see potential in them, and you really want them to have that opportunity in life. So I think you might be making a decision, for example, to go ahead with this promotion. It's going to give you more responsibilities, but it's also going to give you more money, and then that's going to help you enable this person's personal development, self-development. Okay, so isn't that interesting? That's pretty cool. We have the Hierophant and we have the Judgment card here. I mean, you are making this decision. You feel very strongly about it. And with the Hierophant, it's like the blessing, right? It's like you feel that yeah, I keep thinking about higher education, or some kind of, like, it could even be a union. It's like some kind of institution that opens doors. And this is what the Judgment card is also relating to. It's about this new life thanks to a rigorous program or training, right? That gives you, or it gives that other person, like, it opens that door for them. It's like upward mobility, you know? It's a new, it's a higher, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with words, but you know, there are a lot of parents out there, right? Just as an example, there are a lot of parents out there who work their butts off because they want their kids to have a better life than them. They want their kids to go, you know, whether it's going to college or just having something to start with, right? There are parents who really invest in their kids. And I think that's what's going on here. But interestingly enough, I don't think you're necessarily a parent. Maybe you want to be one in the future, but I think there's just someone in your life that you want to see them succeed and you want to support them, okay? And so you feel a bit of that parental care towards them, where you're like, you know what, we're going to get you into this program. I want you to have the best education you can possibly get, and that's going to be your breakthrough. Like, that's going to be how you break out of a cycle of poverty. You know, it's that sort of thing. So yeah, pile 2, wow. I think that's all really, really, really cool, and I hope that you think so too. So if this was helpful for you, please click the like button or the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. I'd love to hear back from you. Feel free to share in the comments. Okay, take care, pile 2. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You selected the card Beyond Illusion, which in other decks is known as the the Judgment card. So okay, pile 3. Yes. So you selected the Judgment card. Okay, I already have a card for you. Wow, we have this Oracle card, Prayer Answered. Awesome. Today's reading is about something that, some decision that you're kind of stuck on. You're experiencing indecision. How can you break through that? What is the advice for you? How can you approach this decision? You know, because it seems, because the premise is that, you know, there's something that's kind of keeping you indecisive and stuck here. So you selected the card Beyond Illusion, and with Prayer Answered, you know what? I'm not getting a clear message there. Let me just pull some more cards. I see both these figures kind of being deep in prayer. We have the Two of Wands here. What is the advice for pile 3? Why these cards? We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see what else. Pile 3. Advice for pile 3. Elephant. Okay. I just thought of elephant in the room. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that you I think you've been praying on something. I think you've been really, you know, having a difficult time trying to discern or decide, like, what is the best way to proceed, because I think there's something that you want to be honest about, or you want to share. It's like the elephant in the room. Like, there's some kind of open secret, and yeah, it's like an open secret. It's like you know that everyone knows, but no one's talking about it, and I think you're trying to figure out a way to break through that, like pierce through this weird way that everyone is dancing around the issue. Now, so that means that the choice you have before you is, do you just keep quiet and you kind of like go with the status quo and don't rock the boat, or on the other hand, do you speak out and speak up, because the illusion is doing damage, you know, and you know this, and it may not be damage that is apparent right now, but you know that it's just not a good situation to stay in, and you want to be someone who is part of the solution. You don't want to be part of the problem, okay? So that's the message I'm getting here for you. That can be quite specific. So if it's resonating for you, great. If it's not resonating for you, like, don't worry about it. This may not be your reading, but of course, feel free to listen along. You know, there could always be something, some other message that definitely clicks for you. So let's just keep going. We have the King of Wands, the Creator. Wow, that's awesome. I love that card. Yeah, see, the King of Wands is about living in the truth, living with living with complete honesty, right? The King of Wands is like not ashamed of not ashamed of himself, not ashamed of being human and, you know, having flaws, because that just gives you character. That just, you know, that just brings color into your life, you know, like the King of Wands is not afraid to confront a challenge. They take on challenges. They're brave. They're courageous. This is about having personal courage. And you see here too, right, with the solar chakra, the solar plexus. Is that what I'm thinking? Well, okay, let me just not even go down. Let me not even use those terms. But we see here this figure is emanating, you know, pure energy, right? And that's the confidence. It's about having that strength of knowing who you are, being sure about your values, right? Being sure about what your purpose is, what your role is. Okay, that's wand energy, that's fire energy. You have a mission, you have a purpose, and you're not going to be dissuaded from that. You're not going to be distracted from that. What's wrong, Boo-Boo? Okay. I got distracted, though, by my cat. But yeah, like, that's you. You're the King of Wands here. You're the one who has this chance to be brave, to show bravery, and most likely even inspire others to be brave. Okay, so we do have other cards I didn't quite touch on. The Four of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. That is, you know, that's the Four of Cups there. That's the choice that you've been contemplating. This Four of Cups, you know, you really are not happy about the situation. There's something really, I would say even disturbing to you. It's like this person is focused on the Three of Cups. They're not looking at the Fourth Cup here. There are many interpretations of that. But in this particular reading, oh, sorry, did this get out of whack? Okay, let's straighten that, sorry. In this particular reading, I feel like what the Four of Cups is showing is you knowing what's what and knowing what's right. And you're rejecting excuses. You're rejecting the Fourth Cup, which is like, to you, it's just too much. It's just like, no. Like, oh, boo. You know, you're rejecting like platitudes, you know? It's like you're rejecting the platitudes or the lip service. It's just becoming so fake to you. It's like, oh, we're gonna pretend some more. Like, I'm tired of this pretending. You know, the pleasantries, right? That's the Fourth Cup. It's like, oh my God, it's like the more we try to make this pleasant, the more obvious it becomes that this is painful and this is not an ideal situation, and we need to change it up. We need to change this. The Ace of Pentacles, okay? This is the seed being planted in your life right now. And that's about that's about real change. That's about actually changing the outcome. You know, change. This is about having a No, that's not how I wanted to say that. Let me turn these cards over and then I'll go back to that. Ecstasy and discernment. Interesting. Yes. Discernment. Interesting. Okay, let me get these all up here. So we have elephant. Okay, elephant, right? The animal known to have a very long memory. And what's interesting, seeing these two cards, ecstasy and discernment, is that is what I was talking about with the Four of Cups. You are seeing through the lip service and the facade. You're seeing through the facade, okay? The ecstasy is sort of this facade. It's like, oh my God, why is everyone trying so hard to make this look good, or to convince me that they're having a good time, or convince me that everyone is fine? It's like, why are we trying so hard? You are seeing through that. Now, the Ace of Pentacles. There is another message with this Ace of Pentacles. So let me clarify that. Beyond illusion. Yes, exactly. Beyond illusion. This is why you chose the card. Prayer answered. Okay. Ace of Pentacles has to do with the prayer answered, and it has to do with the Two of Wands. See, that Two of Wands, that person is looking off into the distance because they know something big is coming. And that prayer answered, yes, something big is coming. It's going to show up as this Ace of Pentacles. It's going to show up as an offering to you to make the change. This is something coming towards you that is going to be like, do you want to put your, like, do you want to put your money where your mouth is? That's what I heard. Do you want to put your money where your mouth is? You know, you talk about this being, this needing improvement. You talk, you know, you're talking the talk. Are you going to walk the walk? So the Ace of Pentacles, are you really going to take action? You're going to get an opportunity to take action, to be a man of your word, or you know, a person of your word. How good is your word? The Chariot. Yeah. Yep. That's movement forward, and that's victory. So, and that's the prayer answered. So, wow, pile 3. Yeah, you're gonna I think you are going to speak up. Or let me put it this way. If you choose to address the elephant in the room, and if you choose to be courageous and boldly state what the truth is, the truth that's been hiding in plain sight, if you choose to do that, you are going to get a real world outcome that's going to be a big blessing in your life. And it's going to be, you're going to experience a victory there, a personal victory. It may not be a victory in the outside world. Like, you may not, you know, you may not win the popularity contest, you may not get an award or accolades or whatever, but I think you're going to get, at the very least, you're going to feel a sense of personal victory. You're going to feel like you rose to the challenge that was before you, and you didn't back down from it. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Pile 3, that's really awesome. So if you're hesitating, and if you're feeling, you know, a bit intimidated by the situation, this is just encouragement that you have what it takes. You can get to the other side of this, and be better for it, you know? You don't have to back down from this. Okay, so the last card is the Many Faces of Nature. The Many Faces of Nature. Interesting. I'm just gonna look at the guidebook for this real quick. It's the first card in the deck. We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. That's a quote from Chief Seattle. Hmm. The ambivalence not being of nature. So it's about ambivalence, and it's about it. Yeah, it's about the ambivalence that you are experiencing, and you're probably also seeing it in other people, in the people around you, in the environment. You're seeing a lot of ambivalence. Wow. The advice is you may need to adapt to the environment around you and not force it or not expect it to adapt to you. However, I think this is not. See, I think that is an illusion. That's the illusion that you're going to pierce through. The illusion being that this environment you're in is not nearly as constricting and confining as you think it is. The environment you're in is actually more like a house of cards. And as soon as you assert yourself and speak up, the house of cards will fall away, and you'll realize, oh, that was easier than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that. So that's what I'm getting from these cards. That's what I'm getting for you from your guides for this reading. If this was your reading, if this resonated for you, I wish you the best of luck. This challenge may feel daunting, but it can also be incredibly rewarding and exciting for you. So I'm really excited for you, and I think you have exactly what it takes, to meet this challenge. So pile 3, that was your reading. Best of luck with all of it, and take care.